Hi friends, we're back playing more Spellbreak today, and oops, my mic is like flipped backwards here. That's better. Oh, I'm all tangled up. I'm a mess. Playing more Spellbreak, but before we get into gameplay, oh my gosh, we have gameplay. It's not my gameplay. That's probably a good thing though, right? Yesterday, if you follow me on Twitter, which you should be, let me, ooh, I have dueling background music here. We'll go with the Spellbreak music for now. If you're following me on Twitter, which you should be, they released a like full gameplay video of the Dominion game mode, of a bunch of information about the chapter pass with all the rewards for it, basically everything that's coming next week in chapter 2, and it's super exciting. So we are gonna like deep dive into it. I know we've done a lot of content on Dominion on the channel. We're basically just so hungry for chapter 2 to come out, so hyped that we are basically insatiable. There is some other stuff that came out. So before we go into that gameplay video, these were screenshots and some promo images from some of the ooh, this, I feel like this gameplay music is a little loud. Or is it that my, oh, you know what it is? It's that my speaker is on in the room, which usually I turn down. There we go, that's better. So, make sure I have chat pulled up here too. Okay, so we're gonna go through these promo images. They're kind of like the ones that I use in my thumbnail. They release them kind of every big patch when they put out like a press kit for media, and so that's what a lot of these are. So we did see this one, which this is the snowy area that we saw hinted at a few times. So we're not sure. People are saying this is Banehelm because it looks kind of like that part of the map, right? The big mountains in the background, like in Banehelm in the northwest corner of the map. But it looks pretty different from the rest of Banehelm right now, right? And this is also where the Frost Elemental Shrine that they added in the mid-Chapter 1 update. So I think that's probably right. We do, if you look down in the lower right in the Fracture, so Chapter 2 is subtitled or titled The Fracture. Chapter 1 was the Spellstorm, so we were researching the Spellstorm, right? And here we are researching the Fracture, I think, and trying to find the relationship between the Fracture and the Storm and how we can stop them both, right? But down in that lower right, there's a crystal, which we, let me see, I don't know the order I have things in here. Ooh, we're just spoiling everything we're going to talk about here, but I can't find the image that I want. Did I not add it to our slideshow? I didn't. Oh no. Okay, one sec here. I think I downloaded it and then did not add it to the slideshow. Okay. Whoa, what happened? To screen. Ooh, all kinds of weird things are happening here now. My webcam is peeking out from behind. Actually, I kind of wanted my webcam on here. There we go. There, I'm here too. My webcam was buried behind the slideshow. Okay. So we did get this piece of concept art which is, let me do this. So you can see at the bottom, this is from the developers, and it says Braille stones. So Braille stones in the lore for Spellbreak are like where we get our elemental magic from. So the gauntlets that you wear have these Braille stones in them, and they have elemental magic kind of embedded in them. So if you look in the, so there's six kinds of Braille stones here in this concept art that they shared yesterday, and then in the lower right, we have what looks like the same as what is in the lower right of this image, right? So that's probably, looks like fire to me based on just the colors. So it looks, I would, some of them are easier to guess than others, right? But I would guess lightning, because that's all purple, right? Toxic is green, obviously. And then it gets a little bit fuzzy. The whitish gold one in the upper right, I would say is probably wind. It could be ice too. Just depends on whether they made ice white or made ice blue. And then the lower left is, you know, it could be ice also if they made ice blue. Or it could be wind. I would guess maybe the upper right is wind, just because that gauntlet is gold and there's gold there. Goldish yellow kind of for wind, right? With some white. And the wind slaps are white and the tornadoes are kind of whitish yellow. So that makes more sense to me. And then this one could be stone in the lower left then, or it could be ice, and I guess we'll have to find out. We'll have to wait and find out, but but pretty cool that those are coming. And in the gameplay video that we're gonna go through later, they do show some of the UI and the menus and stuff that mention some of this Brillstone quests. And they said that it was the first week of chapter 2 quest. So it's like maybe a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much of one, but exciting. We did also, let me make sure I have my browser to the right place, and then cut over there. Ooh, that did not work. Browser work. Weird. Having so many just random issues with our streaming setup. Things work when I do test things on my own before we start, and then when I actually start, I just feel like everything is broken. So maybe I need to like do like a private stream. Like I can do a stream where nobody doesn't send out notifications or anything, and then kind of test things when we're live that way to make sure that things are working correctly, because it's so frustrating to have it not be. What's going on here? Okay, now it looks like it's working. It just needed, you know, a moment. Okay, so here's our browser. This was one of the sneak peeks that I shared on Twitter last week. So you can see here, this is where we got all these images that we're looking at, or a big chunk of them anyways. And then, but at the bottom here, they talk into the fracture. So this is the journalist talking, Logan Broadley. So I was also told some new gameplay mechanics are coming to the Battle Royale. I don't really like that he called it Battle Royale, because with Dominion, we're not just a Battle Royale anymore, right? To spice things up. Things like, but I guess, okay, caveat, these things are probably only coming to Battle Royale, because these kind of playful gameplay mechanic things that we saw, like my brain stopped working there for a second. Like the riffs and the fracture vents in chapter 1. So these are going to be things like that. So here we're going to have elemental crystals that can be exploded to create specific effects. These will add another dynamic to the landscape of the Hollowlands, plus will allow you to, or give you new ways to style on your foes. And this isn't related to what we're looking at, I don't think. Was told there's going to be a shrine that can give you a power similar to the ambidextrous talent. Whether there'll be other shrines grant other powers, I don't know. So that's pretty interesting. But pretty sure, actually, the journalist that wrote this, when I tweeted about it, wrote, like, tweeted back and was like, I'm pretty sure you're right. This sounds exactly like what what they described to me. So I'd say confirmed that these are the Braille stones. So that's pretty interesting, especially if you're into the story and the lore. Braille stones are like have been a big part of that. Let's see here. Let's go back to our slideshow. Okay. And now we'll keep progressing through our little slideshow here of images, even though we kind of spoiled it all. Okay, so we had this concept art. Here a few things are going on. We see some new visual effects, maybe for Dragonfire, for the toxic cloud. You see some of the Vow guards that we talked about last week that are going to be the NPC characters inside of Dominion. Some of the developers, Jesse, it was either Jesse or Dan, also kind of teased that someone asked them whether or not the Vow Guard were going to be coming to Battle Royale, and they were like, I don't know, kind of like teasing. So I would think maybe they are. We have seen some promotional images of them with gauntlets on. In Dominion, we know they don't wear gauntlets. They just use the default arcane spell in Dominion. So it's possible. Some idea that people in the community have thrown around a lot in the past is making, when there's bots in a battle royale lobby, to make them NPC characters, so it's more easily identifiable that they're bots. So it's possible that's what we're gonna see. Maybe that's a big question mark. That's just me speculating based on like this shot actually clearly is Dominion because you see the red spell storm. So we know that that's only in Dominion with the insta-kill boundary for the map there. So, and then on the left here, you see this is the Plague Spreader, I think is the name. It's one of the elemental class outfits, which were teased a long time ago, like way back in the alpha of the game. They've been available in the shop as kind of their basic version, but then we'll talk about this more later because they go into that in the preview we're going to go through, that you'll be able to upgrade all those. So they're called ascending outfits. There's going to be quests related to the outfits. So you'll buy them in the shop on a live stream the devs did this morning. They said the class ones are going to continue to be 1,200 gold, which is about $12 US. And then there's going to be some class ones are all going to have 3 tiers, and there's going to be some other ascending outfits they're going to be adding to the shop. And those ones are going to be 2,000 gold, which is about $20 US. Those more expensive ones though are going to have 5 tiers, so they're going to level up more basically over time. It sounds like those 5-tier more expensive ones are also going to be a bit more of a grind. We can talk a little bit more about that once we get to that part of the demo video that we're going to watch. here's some more just of these promo images. Here you can see some more of these class skins. So this is just the ice one. I think this might be the mid tier of it. I can't remember. I don't think the basic version of it has these little ice shards coming off. And then you have the Tempest one in the back, the all gold. And then this one is a new one. I think this is one of the 5-tier more expensive ones that we were just talking about on the left there. Another promo shot, so you see some more of that red Spellstorm. And then this is the stone ascending outfit that you can buy. Toxic. And then in the back, I think that's actually one of the Halloween outfits. Or it might be like a variant of that one that looks kind of similar for some new outfit that's coming to the shop. And then here we just have Hymnwood Map, and you can see what in Dominion, what the capture points look like and where they're going to be. A little bit better shot of where they're going to be in Hymnwood. So again, this is kind of like in the middle, you have kind of like that T section where the two bridges meet. And then in the upper right, you have the Wind Shrine. We do know the Wind Shrine is not going to be active, so there's not going to be a Wind Gauntlet there. And then on these other two kind of symmetrical sides, you're going to have one of each of the other capture points. So it gives you kind of an idea of kind of the scale of the maps, right? You can see the boundary of the map for Dominion, though, in this Hymnwood one goes out quite a bit. It goes up all the way up. It looks like either right to the top of kind of that mountain range that's nearby, or maybe even a little bit behind the top of it. Here we have, this is the first of the Halcyon Dominion that we've seen. So I was watching, I think it was Crashy, and he was trying to figure out where this was. I think his conclusion was this is like a reworked area by the cathedral, which makes sense to me. So it's not like right in the middle of Fort Halcyon, but it's kind of off by the cathedral, I think. And so I think like right on the left-hand side, right, you have that upper platform. I think that is the stairs kind of that go up to the cathedral, if I'm right. Maybe we can go check that out in game later and see. Crashy, I think, said that he thought they kind of moved stuff around here, but I don't know. And this shot I think we saw last week. This was just, or maybe not. Maybe this was from one of the previews from last week too. But here you can see a little bit of the UI. We'll see a lot more of the UI in this video we're gonna watch. Same here. We see some of the capture UI, but this will make a lot more sense, I think, once we see the video of it. And then this video is going to go through more detail too. The video goes kind of through the whole chapter pass, but this is just, we got this last week of what the level 51 is. This level 49 one, Champion of the Order. I think I like that one better actually than the level 50. That one is this outfit in the lower right, which is super cool, I think, too. That's probably, I mean, we'll go see all the different chapter ones, but I think that one's going to be one of my favorites. Yeah. So let's dive into this gameplay video. Give me just a sec here to make sure we got it pulled up to the right spot. So let me real quick. I'll share the link to the video in chat. It is long. We're not gonna like straight watch the whole thing, and we're not gonna watch it with the audio. If you want to hear the audio actually is really interesting. I'll kind of try to summarize, but I'll have the audio turned down low. Oh wait, before we get into the video, okay, there's one more thing. There's so much news. Actually, there's two more things. Okay, so hold on. There's so much news. Okay. So we did get this tease, which is today on the Spellbreak Twitter, which is another one of those ascending outfits. So this one I think is one we haven't seen at all before. This looks kind of like one of the more like high leveled up versions. I don't think this is going to be the basic one you buy, but it's pretty cool looking. And then they also on Reddit shared what the chapter pass packs are going to be. So, you know, this past season or for chapter 1, we had Spellslinger was kind of like the cowboy, kind of like McCree from Overwatch inspired, maybe, or looking outfit as the $25 one. So for $25, you get the chapter pass, which is normally $10 or 1,000 gold. You get 2,800 gold, just the same amount of gold that you get just if you normally bought $25 worth of gold. And then you also get this enigmatic trickster outfit. Now this was in the shop this past month. Apparently that was an accident. It wasn't supposed to be, because it was going to be this outfit, so that's not gonna be coming back to the shop. That, and if you bought it, you lucked out. I was thinking about buying it, but I don't think I ever did, because I was like, well, it'll come back. Turns out it's not gonna come back to the regular shop. It's gonna be only available as part of this $25 pack, and then after chapter 2, this skin is gone forever. So if you're interested in it, get it while you can. I think these packs are actually, if you're gonna buy gold and spend money in this shop anyways, it's a really good deal, because basically you're getting a pretty exclusive outfit. You know, it's not like as exclusive as it maybe could be if they wouldn't have accidentally put it in their regular shop one day. But it's pretty exclusive, and I feel like long term over the game, think about games like Fortnite or something, like an exclusive like season 1 chapter 1 or 2 something Fortnite skin is really, really rare right now. So that's kind of how this is going to be too. And then instead of like the purple warlock outfit that we have, if you're just gonna really plan to spend a lot of money in the shop, maybe you're gonna get all the elemental skins all at once. Which I may or may not do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how just plain grindable Dominion with leagues is for me over the whole course of the chapter. And if I feel like I need some extra content to go towards, kind of like we did with just the elemental mastery stuff to get all the emotes and stuff this past season, then who knows, maybe I will buy all the ascending outfits just to grind them all as something to do. But so this is $100 US, which is a lot of money, but you get 135,000 or 13,500 gold, which is the same as like 135 dollars of gold if you just did 1-to-1. So it actually is kind of a good deal. You're getting basically like a third extra gold. Plus you get 2 exclusive outfits. And then obviously this choir bank priestess is going to be actually exclusive, since it was never in the shop. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. Now onto are we ready to see? First, we're gonna go in the same order as they did in the video. So first we're gonna look at we're going to look at this, which is another one of the ascending outfits. We get a little look at the new interface. You'll see here it's a little different how you're going to queue up for queue up with your party. You're not going to see your whole party, I think, when you're in Dominion mode anyways, because there's going to be too many people. They wouldn't be able to. It'd be tough to squeeze 5 players on the screen here with all the other stuff they have going on in the interface. Who knows? In Battle Royale, it might be different, and you may be able to see everybody still. This is kind of disappointing because they go back a little bit here. It's kind of disappointing because they just added the ability to emote here, and now you're just gonna be emoting to yourself. Still, I guess, fun if you're like streaming because you can still like emote to viewers and stuff like that, but emote on stream, but a little bit of a bummer. You can't emote to your squad here in Dominion, but on the right here, we see we have some of the quests. So Brimming Brillstones is a story quest for chapter 2, and then this, I think they said, like I said earlier, this is going to be the first week, so it's maybe a little bit of a story spoiler, but not much of one really. And then this Ascending Flame Tier 1 is going to be those Ascending outfits, so the class outfits that upgrade. So this is going to be for the Pyro one. And the Tier 1 of it is deal 7,500 damage with fire while wearing any Ascending Flame outfit, so any of the tiers of them. And we'll go into a little bit more detail with the Ascending outfits later on. They did clarify in their live stream about the Ascending outfits earlier today, though, that you don't have to play the Pyro class in order to count towards that 7,500 damage. It can just be offhand Pyro. So if you want to run like Tempest with Pyro offhand, which I often do, that'll count towards that. Okay, let's keep going here. We get a quick view of we'll fast forward. We get a quick view here of the new talent screen. No big changes here. We knew this was going to change to 7 up at the top. The one little like quality of life, like good information, especially if you're into theory crafting and stuff, is but I think also just good information for everyone is that they now list all the different tiers of the talent. So when you get a talent, you get a base stat when you drop into the game, and then you also as you upgrade it with scrolls, get it upgrades. And I think like currently in the game, I'm pretty sure what it shows you is what it is fully upgraded, which is not really what you're going to land into the game with. So this is much clearer. It's going to make it a lot easier, I think, to for people to understand what's going on with that. But we know all this talent stuff. I mean, we spent like 2 hours one day going through talent stuff. So we'll fast forward. You do see, here's the new loading screen for chapter 2. You've got the Vaugarde and the Vaugarde Inquisitor. You will notice, like we were talking about, though, that Vaugarde Inquisitor is wearing a gauntlet. I guess now that I think about it, he's the final chapter unlock. There will be players in the game playing as him, so they would be wearing gauntlets. So maybe they'll get a, maybe the theory about just Vaugarde being in the HoloLands, like in Battle Royale or something, maybe that's not gonna happen. But I don't know, maybe, because we'll have to go back sometime and look at the other screenshot. So here's they're just in the lobby here. We're gonna actually watch, once we get into actual gameplay, we're gonna sit and actually watch the whole match, just because I think it's really interesting. And we're gonna kind of analyze it as we go. But not too much. Looks like the lobby island is pretty much the same, although I do notice there's no gauntlets or gear hanging out in the lobby. And it's not just a draw distance thing, because you see here they go super close, and you still don't see any of it. So that's kind of interesting. This is also going to be an early like an early access preview build that it was like an internal, only to one of the people that works on the development team is the one doing the gameplay, and the person, if you watch, we're gonna have the audio turned down here, but if you watch the video on your own, the person who's asking all the questions from Shack News, who's the people who got this exclusive, they will be they're not playing, they're just watching and having a conversation. Basically, they're getting like a demo. So they're about to load in. So here we see, when we load in, you get to pick a gauntlet, an offhand gauntlet. So you pick your class first. They're all common, right? You have the option to reroll. You get 3 rerolls the whole match. So you really gotta use it carefully. Now, I think even after watching this and thinking about it for the last couple weeks, since we kind of known that, sorry, I still think I might go for the reroll early and kind of get the build that I want, or pretty close to it right off the bat. I don't know, because every time you either get exiled later, or every time you at any time, once you earn a boon gem by killing or exiling other people, you can recall to this store on your own. So we'll see that too in the demo. But basically 1 reroll and you would get the offhand of your choice. And you could, if you wanted, even on the next, so once he picks his, he's really indecisive. I'm indecisive too, so I understand. But once I decide what I like, I know, which is why I might just go ahead and use all my rerolls right in the beginning. But there's trade-offs, and we'll talk about them as we go through this. So then you get to pick a rune. So there's 9 runes, I think. So 2 reroll, or 1 reroll actually, and you should see all of them, all the gauntlets, right? Because there's 5 that aren't your class that you already picked. There's no double gauntlets yet. No, or anymore. There actually used to be double gauntlets in the double of the same in like alpha or beta of the game, but and in the animated trailer from last week, the Avira did have double wind gauntlets, but we'll see. I don't think that's happening, but it could. They did in the, again, we're not going to listen to the audio of this, but Jesse did say that there's a possibility they could like add and change things to the current elements that are in the game. So the example he gave was that instead of a fireball, you could maybe have a flamethrower. So maybe if you were able to use 2 fire gauntlets, you get a flamethrower instead of a fireball on one of them or something. So that'd be interesting. You just really wanted to just go like all pyro. But anyways, huge like tangent there. So you can select you could reroll once of your 3, get for sure the gauntlet that you want, right? And then you have 2 more rerolls, and you see 3 here, you reroll, you're guaranteed to see 3 other ones, right? Because this is like a deck of cards that you can think of it. So they're dealing out another, like, like when you're playing cards. So you're guaranteed to go through all the runes and all the gauntlets and get the build you want if you use all your rerolls. So I don't know. I think that might be the play, but at least for me. So we can also see their build that they're running here. So they're running Intelligent. So that's the one that gives you lower rune cooldown time. Athletic, these are all new. Athletic is when you read a body scroll, you level up your character. In this mode, you are going to, rather, because there's no closing storm, you're going to level up over time. I don't off the top of my head remember what those times are. Maybe I can look it up while we're chatting and watching the video here. But and then so athletic just lets you get all your class skills earlier, basically. So like, let's say that's more useful, I feel like, on certain classes than others. Like pyro, I don't think it really matters. I feel like on wind, probably pretty important. Frost, if you really like icicle. I mean, icicle is a big deal on frost. That might be important there. Let's see, toxic, definitely pretty important. You want that outbreak damage, you want that vanishing mist. Stone shaper, similar. Lightning, similar, right? Although we know stone is changing, we know one other class is changing. Oh, we forgot to call that out earlier. So we'll back up, rewind really quick here. So while they're selecting, why does it go by so fast here? Oh, because he selects it before. They changed kind of the way you queue here. So you can pause and look here, and at least in terms of the skills, it doesn't really look like anything has changed with pyro. So we know stone is getting a bit of a rework. Stone shaper, like the class, is getting a little bit of a rework. We don't know about just the gauntlet. I don't see anything else major here on pyro, and they don't show us anything else. So oh, okay. So in chat, you'll see, I just added this yesterday. So I'm building a website and a Discord for us to use. I'm always working to enhance our happy little community. So I did create some community guidelines. If you watch all our streams, one day on stream, I went over the Quest RPG, which is a like introduction to tabletop RPG system. And they had some really great community guidelines. And I realized that they had kind of open sourced them. They'd released them under like a Creative Commons type license or whatever. So I adapted them to be, I love them so much. I mean, so I adapted them to be our community guidelines here too. So definitely check them out. I have a Discord pretty much set up. Well, kind of like the basics of it. I still have to go through and add stuff like the community guidelines and stuff. I have all the channels set up basically right now. But I'll be sharing more info about that later. But these are going to be the community guidelines for the Discord too. So you can see that linked in chat through our new little bot that we have working. Still haven't figured out how to rename that bot, unfortunately. Okay, we don't want to miss a moment of this gameplay. So you do drop in the same as you normally would. Let me move my camera here so I'm a little like, because we want to kind of watch his health and stuff too. So you can see things are moving very quickly. Here he's taking out some of the Valguard. They have, those are the NPCs. You see they pop really easily though. It's just like a fireball and they're done. And he still just has a common fire gauntlet. Here you can see a little bit of the UI. So the red team had already captured this. I think it's like a clash where your team is always the blue team and the enemy is always the red. You can see this big circle kind of with a visual effect there. It starts to glow gradually and gradually more your team's color as you're capturing. And then you can also see the little circles that kind of move around on the map, kind of like how you would normally track your teammates and stuff. You can also track your teammates too, it looks like. But those have a ring around the outside as they're being captured. So on the right there, you see the red team is capturing that moon zone. And that ring is going around it as that's happening. And now up at the top, you can see the red zone. Since we don't have audio here, And we could have audio. We can turn down the audio. Turn on the audio a little bit, but it's mostly, they have the game audio turned really low. Like you can't even hear the zone capture announcements or anything like that. It's mostly just Jesse and Steph Wu and the person from Shack News talking. So we'll keep that pretty low on the audio because I don't think it. I assume most people have probably watched this video by now because it did come out yesterday. Quite a few other creators, Spellbreak creators, did make videos too. So we're doing a deep dive. We're doing our own take. So we'll see that this is what I was talking about earlier, where it might not be, well, back up a little bit here. It might not, this is why like not using all your rerolls might be a good thing. So because when you reroll, especially in that first, those first rerolls in the beginning, when you're just loading into the match, you're only gonna get common gear, but the Valguard drop other rarity loot. So if we back up, let's peek what they drop. So you see they have a green uncommon fire there. We'll back up a little bit more. So we're talking about how the mode is very similar to Domination in Call of Duty. So also green. There's a blue invis. Seems like a lot of green though. So it's not like the hugest advantage. In Jesse and Dan's stream last week, they said that that they for sure can drop blue, which we just saw them drop a blue invis rune. Okay, let's see here. So this is his second time here. So he's picked up that green fire that we saw. So because he picked up the green fire, you're always, when you're shown your Gauntlet as a choice here, you're gonna always get the upgraded version. And I don't have that pulled up in front of me, but I'm pretty sure I tweeted this last week. In that same stream, Dan and Jesse went over how these work. So basically there's kind of like 3 sets of possibilities that you might get here. It's either going to be this, which I think is an offhand, an upgrade of the rune you have and your Gauntlet, or it's going to be I think one without your Gauntlet and rune and just other choices. I think those are what it's going to be, which makes it interesting. There's definitely going to be strategy to the merchant. I feel like it's maybe a little hard to parse now exactly what the best strategy is going to be. I feel like we're going to have to kind of get our hands on things, test it out. It's also going to depend on your play style and stuff. But I don't think it's going to be pretty easy. People were really worried that like, oh my gosh, there's still so much RNG. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think like you're going to be able to get what you want. So I think he chooses to upgrade his fire gauntlet. I think that's what I'd probably do too, up until about blue. I don't know. It would depend how much you're going back to the merchant here, but once you're blue, the kind of advantage you get is the damage up increase, the mana decrease and stuff as you go up in gauntlet rarity isn't that high. I think it's more important to try to go for armor. Oh, we were gonna change our camera and we didn't. Keep hitting the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, so they're describing like the boons. I think the boon goes up when you take out NPCs and when you exile characters. So you can, I haven't seen any purple loot drop from the NPCs, and it seems like rare root, blue loot is pretty rare, which makes sense given its name, but I think it's probably similar to Clash in that this loot disappears after a little bit. So that right there that we just saw was them recalling to the vendor. So they got a boon gem charge. Try to rewind right to that spot. Might have to just rewatch part of it, but that's fine. So though that is the other team. So you see they have a health bar, and you can see they have like a red icon for the red team. Try to differentiate it from your team. Oh man, we went back too far. But here you can see, oh, they go too fast. You can see the blessings. So this whole time, he's had no armor because he hasn't had any blessings, and he didn't choose any, like he didn't choose tough, which gives you armor and more armor when you read scroll. So tough is a 1-point body in the new talents, gives you 10, 12, 15, or 25 armor based on number of scrolls you've read. So tough stone shaper on drop, you're gonna have 35 armor versus everybody else has nothing. That's the equivalent of like what, a green belt in Battle Royale currently. So, and then each one of these blessings that you get gives you 20 armor. You can see there are shield shards and potions. You keep those when you get exiled. They don't respawn. It's not like Clash where you get 2 every time, but you do keep them. But those are dropped from the Vow Guard, and that's the only way to get them. So, but your armor will refresh, obviously, like in Clash, every time you get exiled and respawn. So I think out of these 3 things, most people are probably going to go for armor because you're going to want to stay alive, right? Maybe once you get to like 60, 80 armor, then maybe if you really just want to zoom around, you could get these other ones. But remember these, so there's no amulet, there's no belt, there's no boots in this mode. So for amulet and boots, they actually give you the baseline stats that are pretty similar to like a blue epic, which is fine. These are probably going to boost you up to where like, well, mana will boost you up to like what, like a purple amulet would be, I think, this mana blessing. Speed blessing, I think +3 is actually over what a going just from blue to purple would be. Might be up to legendary. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't have that pulled up. But I think most of the time you're going to want to choose, at least in the early kind of half of the game, you're going to want to choose armor blessing because you're going to need armor, or you're just going to keep getting exiled. Now, there is kind of like a soft catch-up mechanic where if you get exiled when you haven't charged up a boon gem, you get a free boon gem. So that's going to let you keep leveling up your... So you're going to get one choice. Now, it might be that Gauntlet rune, Offhand Gauntlet choice, or it could be the blessings. Or it could be the other one. I don't remember what the other one is. So they're talking about how like RNG is kind of less of a big deal here. The person from Track News also asks about how they're gonna help with like people quitting and leaving, and few things. So once you get to gold in leagues and above, you're gonna have to spend crown points that you earn from playing the mode. See, so here they actually died from one of the Valguard. I think they were just low, and the Valguard do spam the weak arcane noodle spell. And he actually died from that. And you only get a free boon gem if you die from another player, not from yourself, not from team kills, only from another player on the other team. So he got no boon, and he hadn't built up a charge yet. So just a straight 15-second respawn time. In terms of like people leaving, so that's a disincentive, right? Because even if you just stay in the match and lose, you're going to regain crowns. So crowns, roughly, it seems like equivalent to like what you earn in XP from Battle Royale, from leveling up that. And it's based on accolades, very similar to the most recent update with the way that XP works with accolades. So it's going to be worth it just to stay in the match, especially because they have that kind of mechanic. Remember when we talked about leagues before? Once you get to, there's 10 tiers within each rank. So bronze, silver, gold, etc., etc., etc. So once you get to tier 5, which is the halfway point, you won't rank back down. So it makes sense then for you to keep playing and not just quit matches, because you're just gonna run, especially, well, you only have to spend crown once you get to gold. So kind of everyone who just plays a lot, I feel like, is gonna be able to probably get to gold. It might still be a grind. Whether you can get out of gold, I feel like that's gonna be where things start getting more interesting. So talking about the scoring, we went over that last week. You get the number of points that you get per exile is based on the number of zones that your team has captured when you make the exile. And then every 10 seconds you get 1 point, I think, for every zone that your team has captured. So max of 15-minute long matches. I think if the time runs out, it's whoever's ahead. They haven't said anything about overtime mechanics or what happens if there's a tie or anything like that. We'll have to wait until we have some hands-on with the community to figure that stuff out, I think. But that's gonna happen soon. So I've heard from little birdies that some bigger creators in the Spellbreak community are probably going to get a chance to play early. There also is a early access. So chapter 2 launches next Thursday, April 8th. The day before that, as long as we're talking about, I did have a graphic for it. I forgot to show it earlier. So next Thursday, April 7th, 1 p.m. Eastern, that's 10 a.m. Pacific, I think. 8 p.m. UTC, I think. So Element, who is the community-run competitive group for Spellbreak, the main one, they run tournaments, they run events, all kinds of stuff. They arrange with Proletariat, the developers, to do a draft style tournament the day before the new chapter launches. So for sure we know creators are going to get their hands on the game mode before then. I won't be playing. It's PC only, and I don't have a gaming PC, so I won't be playing, unfortunately. I'll definitely be watching. We might even do a watch party here on the channel or something. But anyways, we'll go back to the gameplay. I think I tweeted that out yesterday or the day before, whenever it got announced. And I'll tweet out a reminder next week when it's going to happen too, especially if we're going to do a watch party or something on the channel. Even if we don't do a watch party, there is going to be other folks doing watch parties. Something interesting. So we did just walk by it. There are. It's hard to rewind. The rewind is very sensitive. There are knowledge potions that the Velguard drops in this mode, and this is ranked. We know that from when they talk about it later. So in ranked matches of Dominion, there are knowledge potions. Some of the community, especially those competitive element tournament folks, probably not too happy about that decision. I guess we'll see how it plays out. I do think that developers can change stuff like loot spawns just with server updates, and doesn't necessarily have to be a client update for that, but they're talking about the disincentive to just leave matches. It's also the other thing that they said was, it not like if you're more familiar with like League of Legends or something like that, this is not like that. It's not like a long 30-minute long MOBA match where it's kind of pretty obvious a few like 5-10 minutes in what's going to happen, who's going to win. These are pretty short, so it's a max of 15 minutes. Some of the journalists that got hands-on previews last week, and even it plays out here in this gameplay video, said it doesn't take that long. I think this goes for about 9 minutes of actual gameplay. Yeah, it actually, so it just ended. There's a bug in this version of this demo build or whatever, that there's like 10 seconds after the match ends where you're still in game, but you can see their team got to 135. The enemy is just spamming fireballs, but that's actually good. Like, honestly, I kind of wish I wish the victory screen was a little better. Maybe it will be in the release version, but it would be kind of nice to have that time in game to emote and stuff. Especially they've been adding some more like dance emotes and stuff. So then here we see all the accolades. Let me turn off my overlay. So there's a lot of accolades. So they got 2,200 crowns. I think you get 500. Yeah, 500 just for your team winning, which is pretty substantial. Let me pull up. So they're going to be testing some of this. These are kind of quest to unlock screens. I don't think they made a post on Reddit saying they're going to kind of be A/B testing that, which means like not everyone's going to see it. Some people are going to see it, some people aren't, and they're going to kind of get feedback on see what people like. Let me pull up my notes that I took on all this, make sure I'm not missing anything that I wanted to chat about. Just some more footage of the league screen that we haven't totally seen. We've seen some of this. Let me turn my overlay off, my video off again here. Oh, hey there, Retro Squirtle. Sorry I didn't have chat up. I didn't see you. How's it going? Yeah, I did turn slow mode off. Please don't just spam though, or we'll have to turn it back on. But it did also, we have a chat bot going, and the slow mode made the chat bot slower sometimes, so. How's it going? We're not playing. We're playing Spellbreak again today. Plan is to play more Splatoon on Thursday though. So if you want to play some Splatoon, let me know. I'm also working on setting up a Discord. So hopefully we can get a little community going, can set up times to play and stuff there. But I'm still working on getting all that settled. Oh, so we skipped way ahead here. So they're going to start going into, so here we can see the chapter screen. This again is the first week of chapter 2 quest. So we're back with Blackthorn. Brillstones were a large part of the Highland trade back in the day. Mining, refining, research put a real damper on Dustpool's profits when magic was outlawed. And then the quest, Brimming Brillstones. First we'll go have a look at those Brillstone clusters. You'll find them all over. Have a feeling certain clusters will react to certain magic. Try casting different spells and sorceries. So maybe you have to find the Brillstone that matches the elemental gauntlet you have and hit it with those. That's what I would guess that means. And then you're gonna go through all the chapter pass stuff here and show all the rewards. So we have Neophyte of the Order. This is the level 1. It's pretty cool. He looks a little bit like the Thaddeus, who you can see kind of a blurred out version in the upper right. They're gonna just kind of scroll through, and then I think they click on most of the outfits. There's a lot of kind of like, I think we are gonna get, I think the snow is Banehelm, looking at these more, because there's all this stuff about scholars, and based on the story last time, you can even see there at the bottom we have a Banehelm scholar. That was what all the like Tideseer stuff was, all us doing research with the scholars in Banehelm. Our friend Quincy, I'm pretty sure, was from Banehelm also. This has some, like, I'll say it, Harry Potter vibes. There's another one I think that I saw that also has some emotes. That also has some Harry Potter kind of vibes. Harry Potter plays Spellbreak. This is the one I'm super excited for. So this is that lower right in the promo image. Champion of the Order. Be the hero the Order needs. I think that might be my skin once I get there. And then level 50 is the Valgard Inquisitor that we saw earlier. Okay, so here they're gonna go into the ascending outfits. So anything that you see here with a kind of teal turquoise border around the outfit picture is going to be one of these ascending outfits. So that's Tox, that's Ice. So you've seen some of these in the shop probably. That's the leveled up version of the stone. This one we haven't seen before. So these ones, I said this earlier, I'm pretty sure, but there's some that are tier 5. So those are going to be 2,000 gold in the shop. And the regular class skin ones that we've been seeing in the shop are going to be continuing to be 1,200 gold. These 5 tier ones though are going to, they're going to have more tiers. They're also, they said in this stream today, they're going to be a little bit more, it's going to take a little longer to level them up. You're going to have to really work for it. So that's Conduit. That's the leveled up Toxic, leveled up. So they're going through it really fast, but that Underworld Titan is a new one. So kind of adding quests to cosmetics. I think this is originally a really interesting idea. I haven't seen any other free-to-play games or games with optional cosmetic shops do something like that. So I think it's pretty interesting. We're kind of going all over the place order-wise here. So this one, they didn't show us any of the lower tiers of this one, so I don't know what the lower tiers of it look. At first I thought they were adding tiers to the fire one, but it's not, based on what they said today in their stream. This is going to be a separate, these 5-tier ones are going to be a separate outfits. If you've been following the game for a long time, you may know that they also teased outfits for some of the old classes in the game. I think there's a Bulwark one. I don't remember the other ones. But I would imagine they're still going to bring those to the game and just do it as these tier 5 ones. 5-tier ones. We'll skip ahead because I think we saw most of them. They're just showing off other things. So you see here at the bottom on the left, outfit quests. So that's where you're going to see, similar to how you do with story and honor quests, see all the quests you have for the different ascending outfits that you have. If you choose to buy them, they're optional. They're fully cosmetic. It's just extra content and extra cosmetics. You can kind of level up to show your mastery of your element or just of the game. Something interesting though here, you'll see on these daily quests, you have a reroll button. So that's really nice. So if you have a maybe there's a class, a daily quest for a certain class that you just don't feel like playing, you should be able to hit that reroll button and get a new one. I think that's pretty much it. I think they then go back through the same gameplay. We can kind of keep it going though, and I can go through my notes and discuss stuff. There's, I think, some stuff we didn't get through. I know, we've been talking forever. But I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, I could not be more excited. I wish it was next week. I think it does seem very action-packed. I do wish kind of the video that we got here was a little bit better. I wish it was full screen. I wish it seems a little like laggy or low frame rate. I don't know if that was just the capture. We should for that element tournament. Some of the other creators that are signing up to be, because there's no spectator mode, they have to, Element is doing some extreme work to try to make it so they can broadcast tournament for the game. Basically, every team is going to have 2 streamers on it, and then those people are going to stream their feed to the folks at Element, and they'll be editing and cutting through that. Cutting through all those different views. Hopefully we get a spectator mode eventually. But developers said not yet when they were asked about it. So it does seem super action-packed, fast-paced, high exile, especially early on, when nobody has armor. I am personally like, I don't think RNG is going to be an issue. I think you're going to be able to. So those Val guards, after you take, they're pretty easy to take out, just like a fireball or a stone slam, based on what we're seeing here. And or like a boulder even takes out a whole chunk of them, like a whole little trio of them. So I think it's gonna be worth it to take those out, especially if you're not using your rerolls early. I mean, they drop. There's a blue spring step. I would happily take that blue spring step, especially we're so quick off drop here, right? We're only a couple minutes in, so you're still gonna get quite a few chances to upgrade that rune too. I guess it takes. He still has a pretty. Takes a couple fireballs maybe. I think once later on, once he gets a better fire gauntlet, it only takes one. Take the armor. So on that screen, they don't show your blessings here at all. You just see what, like when you add armor, you just see the armor there. You don't see any other indication. It doesn't look like on this screen of your blessings. But on the store screen on the lower left-hand side, you will see little yellow icons for what your current blessings are. I do think that there's some changes to the visual effects here. This fire looks different. It looks better, honestly. Looks like they tweaked some of the smoke. Looks like they tweaked the animation and visual effect when you're like placing the firewall, and then the actual fire visual effect itself looks a little tweaked and different. I was watching Crashy's stream. He did notice that it seems like the Offhand stone gauntlet animation has been shorted. So currently when you have Offhand stone, you, without fervor, you do a little jump up animation and then hit. And here, I'll try to watch for it. Here, you just go straight into the slam. So that may or may not be part of the stone rework that we were told about. You can see there, very quick from when you're hitting that button into going like into the actual stone hitting. So that makes Offhand stone much more viable, because right now it's kind of crummy. Definitely one of the lower tier offhands. So these Valguards respawn, I think, every 30 seconds. And then, I think I started saying this earlier, but I'm not sure if I finished. I think the loot is going to be like Clash, where it will disappear after a few seconds. Like maybe 20 seconds. Something like that. 20, 30 seconds, I think, is what it is in Clash. That's a guess. Just long enough for you to be like, oh my gosh, I wanted that. And then by the time you get over there to grab it, it vanishes before your very eyes. Okay, let me go back to my notes to make sure we we actually talk about everything I wanted to talk about. That high exile, high action early in the game is going to help you level up quickly, though, right? Because you get a boon every time you get exiled by a player, another player, an enemy player. We'll say that. So that's kind of that soft catch-up mechanic. So if you and your team keep getting wiped over and over again, at least you're going to get better gear, and that's going to hopefully help you. Oh, see, that was the other option there. Oh, let's go back. Let's go back. Was he recalling himself too? I don't think we pointed that out earlier. think that firefly visual effect is different too. Looks good. As a pyro main, it looks good. Okay, so this is the recall animation. So you see you can walk around while you're doing it, which is interesting. So this is the other... Oh, he selected it really fast, but you saw that there was a blessing there. So you had a choice of... Man, I wish that wouldn't have gone away. There. Okay, so this is a separate other offhand choice, an upgrade of his current rune, or a blessing, a random blessing. Let's see, we talked about all the Valguard. They're basically just like walking chests. You're going to want to take them out whenever you see them, especially early game, if you're not just re-rolling to get your build. Talked about a lot of this. So they're going to talk about matchmaking changes. So biggest thing there is that they're going to be using some of the data they get from leagues. They don't specifically say this, but I think basically what's happening is you're going to get some kind of like league score, or they're just going to look at where you're at in the league's tier and maybe some other metrics, data about your placed, how you play, how many exiles you get per game, how far you get in BR, that type of stuff. So, but they're going to be using all that data to matchmake you with people that are similarly skilled. So I think at some point they're going to prioritize, like, if there's nobody else that's your level, whatever that is. Let's say they give you I'm going based off like Splatoon, right? Splatoon, you get like a team score, right? Which is based off of kind of your rank and your stats. So let's say, just for like an example, like we'll say like A, B, C, D, E, F. So let's say you're C tier. Well, if there's no other C tier players playing and you're waiting for like 2 minutes or something like that, but there is like B tier players playing, they might bump you up to B, like play against B tier in the matchmaking, just so that you're not going to be waiting forever for a match. Now, hopefully that's not an issue. You know, this requires a lot less people for a full lobby of it than Battle Royale, right? There's no bots in this mode though, other than the NPC characters. But like, it's gonna be 5v5, and if it's not 5v5, then it's gonna be 4v4. We're actually watching, and they called this out, but I forgot to say it earlier. We're actually watching just a 4v4 because I think they just have people working, like developers that are working, playing for the demos. So I think it's just easier for them to just do 4v4, but they did also say they're going to try to prioritize people on the same type of platforms and the same type of input. So like with each other, rather than like putting a Switch handheld player against a PC player, you know, on keyboard and mouse. So I mean, that sounds similar to what they're going to do. Again, I think like if there's no other Switch players playing, you're probably just going to end up in the lobby with the PC player. And I'm sure they have... That's the end. Visit shacknews.com, who posted this video that we've been watching, footage that we've been watching. we'll just keep the video going. That's kind of most of what I had to talk about. We can also go into our own gameplay and try to find that spot on Halcyon. Was really encouraging to me as a console player and as a more casual player that it seems like the matchmaking is going to be better. If you've been watching the channel for a while, I always say that like when they launched their version of skill-based matchmaking before they just did the level split, like at the beginning, second week of chapter 1, it was the most fun I've had playing the game. Every match was super challenging, but really fair, really evenly matched. You know, I won some, I lost some, but I had fun and it was really good fights no matter what. So I'm hoping that that was like a test and they iterated on that and have worked on it. And then that's what we're getting for matchmaking now. Be a huge improvement from what we have, which is just, you know, no matchmaking at all in Clash, just free for all, level 72 with a level 2. And then the level 23 mage rank split that we currently have. But I'm excited. I'm so excited. I wish it was next week. I wish it was next Thursday. I just want to play. I think I am going to do, I might play like a couple games off stream just to kind of like get my bearings a little bit next week. But I do think I'm going to do like a super long marathon stream next Thursday. Just playing a ton of Dominion. Maybe going through the story quest and Battle Royale too. But I really just want to play Dominion so bad. Hopefully chapter 3, the story quests are just in Dominion. So I just never, or maybe like a rework version of Clash. Oh, okay, so we didn't talk about this. This was one other really interesting thing. It's sort of like long-term future of the game type things we can think about. So when they're talking about the interviewer asks questions about like maybe future modes or something like that, and Jesse's answer was that building Dominion, one, they iterated. They built a version of this game mode and they tested it, they tweaked it, they changed it, they tested it more. They did that multiple times. So it's polished for being their first new game mode. But while they were building it, they purposefully made things sort of modular so that they can take, you know, these control points and they can use those in another game mode. They can take this merchant boon system and put it on another game mode. We could, in a future version of the game, like chapter 3 maybe, if we have the player population to support it, we could get a version of Clash that is basically this but Clash for just a more casual mode for people. And rather than having a huge long boring looting phase, we could just have this merchant system. That would be awesome. We could have this storm. This red storm is clearly how they want to like section the map off. There's all these things. So they made it purposely, and they made the league's rank system purposely be able to support all those things, be able to support future game modes. You know, it's possible we could be getting a new game mode like this every chapter. I do know that Jesse, the design director who is talking through most of this interview, he plays a lot of a game called Path of Exile, which that's what they do. Their version of leagues is their like kind of chapter pass, and it's basically every 3 months there's a whole new game mode that you're only gonna be able to play for 3 months, and then what works is gonna gets moved into the main part of the game, and what doesn't goes away forever. So we might come back as a limited time mode. Who knows? There's so many options. But that's super exciting. It lets you know that they're thinking long term, that they're going to listen to our feedback, that they have the ability to be more flexible. They're putting in work for long term. It's not like Battle Royale and Clash where it's like they've kind of been the same since alpha and beta. They put in the work to make systems so going forward they can like more easily make new game modes that work with everything we're already that they're introducing in chapter 2. So that's super exciting. Makes me very like bullish or like hopeful about the future of the game. Like, you know, if you go on the subreddit, people are just like, oh, it's a dead game. Oh, it's a dead game. Oh, nobody cares about this game. One, I think those people are just like memeing and being trolls, but but like that's really not the case. We already know that they're hard at work on chapter 3. We know that the stuff that happened at the end of chapter 1 they did way back in October, so they're working like on a 3-month lead basically. So I don't know, super excited. Let's actually play some Spellbreak. Maybe just a little. After all this chit chat. Let's see here. Let me cut over. I'm gonna go off camera. I stayed on camera this whole time. Aren't you proud of me? I figured we're just chatting, and it's a little more interactive and fun if I'm on camera the whole time. But for my gameplay, for now anyways, I'm still gonna be off camera. If you joined us for our Sundays, we played Pikmin 3 Deluxe on the Switch on Sunday. What? I tried switching around my whole streaming setup so that I could have my TV screen here, and it didn't really work. It broke my whole streaming setup. The TV right here in my face gave me a headache after like an hour. So I don't think that's gonna work for us. So for now, when we do gameplay, we're still gonna go off camera. I'll still keep trying. I might have to get an external kind of smaller monitor or something, but I'm still working on it. We're always just like them trying to iterate, slowly improve. That's like the way to do things really in life. So that's what we're going to do with the stream too. And like I said earlier, we're working on some other exciting things. I'm trying to get a website up where we can have some Spellbreak guides, maybe some other guides for games that we're playing on the channel. Working on getting a Discord going so we can kind of build up a community. You all can play with each other and chat outside of stream chat. Yeah, so super excited about all of that, but I'm gonna go off camera. So I'll still be here, but you won't be seeing this beautiful face. Oops. And then, of course, my keyboard shortcut stops working. Now, I haven't played a ton of Spellbreak. So what I've mostly been playing in my off stream is actually Overwatch. And I mentioned this last week, but I'm probably going to have to start a second channel to put this kind of content on there because it doesn't really go with the whole vibe we've got going on here. But there are some games that I play that I would love to stream and do content about. And I think that there's, I think that the same kind of like mission that we have here on this channel to kind of be inclusive, be supportive, be non-toxic, like some of these other games that I'm playing, I feel like the communities in those games could really use some of that energy. And I think that there's, you know, people within those communities that are not toxic, that are their enjoyment of the game, their ability to have fun in those games is hurt by the toxicity of some of the other players. Let's take a peek at the shop here. So I'd like to find a way to do that. but I have to kind of find a way from like a, because it's not really the vibe we've got going on here. I don't really feel comfortable playing games that have like gun violence and stuff here on this channel, so I'd probably want it to be a second channel. Try to keep things a little more wholesome here, a little more family friendly, people that have kids or kids, younger viewers. Oh, our let's see here. I'm still hearing the Jesse's interview. Hopefully, oh no. Was that where is that playing from? Do I have a tab open somewhere that's playing it? Hold, please. Gotta figure out where this audio is coming from. I feel like it's turned off. I'm not sure why it's playing. Let me... Okay. It's gone. It's gone. Man, though, I wonder if the audio for that was... it's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay. So I did try playing, I have not been playing a ton of Spellbreak. I did play, what I've been doing, honestly, with Spellbreak, because one, lobbies are kind of in a weird place because, you know, just the game is kind of a weird place because of the delay of Chapter 2. But I have been just going into the practice lobby for a while and working on my frost shot. I've been practicing Tempest Frost. Good little warm up. Last night I did actually play a couple matches, but lobbies were like not, even Clash lobbies were not full at all. One Clash lobby I got into was, there was only one other person on my team who seemed like they were brand new to the game, maybe, and didn't have any idea what they were doing. And then there was 3 people on the other team, and I'm pretty sure that they were squatted up together and were all high level. And so it was, and basically would just 3v1 me and my teammate over and over and over and over again, wiping us, wiping the other one. It was maybe the worst. I feel really bad for the other person on my team, especially if they were new. And then I gave it another shot after that, tried another lobby. Waited a little bit so I didn't have to be in the same lobby with those people. And that one was still pretty small, and people left. I don't know what's going on. Lobbies are weird, so we'll see how this is. If they're really bad, there's 10 people in here already, which is better already than it was last night. But like last night, people just like left too. And in the second lobby that I got in, I think there was 5 people on my team. And by the time we actually got to the final zone, there was only 2 people on my team, 3 people on the other team, I think. And then my teammate left. So then it was just me and the other people. It was awful. Please, please, Chapter 2, save us. So after that, I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna go in the practice lobby. Was having my fresh shot is bad since I haven't been playing that much, so I just spent quite a bit of time in the practice lobby with the they don't move with their bots. I wish they were gonna add moving bots to the practice lobby. Even just like in the if they just had it like in the tutorial where they just ran back and forth just as aim practice, I think it'd be so useful here. Okay, so we're down to 9 people. It's gonna be a 4v5. It'll be like we're pretending to play Dominion. Let's go here to Halcyon Village and we'll try to see if we can find... we'll try to get over to the cathedral there and see that one spot where we think the Halcyon map is. I'll try to pull up the gallery in the background here so I can see. Except I do still have to actually try to go to the cathedral. Yeah, I think it is right here. Pretty sure. Let's look. It did maybe get a bit of a rework. Maybe? I don't know. Here, I'll cut to it. So that looks like this, kind of, from a different angle. Obviously they're in weird angles. In those promo images, they do things that you can't really do in game. They use like weird camera angles and stuff. But it looks like it's here to me. Here-ish. We don't know what other map changes there are. That tower does look a little different though. I think that'd be interesting. That kind of makes sense because that area of the map is a little more symmetrical than the actual main Halcyon. It's so quiet here. Let me turn background music on. It's maybe a little too loud though. Oh, I need to open 10 chests for this quest. I'm failing at my quests here. I'm looting. It's funny loot. I'm still trying to, yeah, I don't have a rune yet, oh my gosh. In my builds, when I have been playing, I've been trying to play things, like only play talents that are in chapter 2, which is hard. Because it's not like a one-to-one because things have changed categories and points and stuff, so we're running some... I'm also trying to run some things that I've never really run before. Like, I don't think I've ever actually run Finders Keepers. I did in one of the Clash matches I played the other day. I did also run Foresight, which is the talent that lets you see where people are on the mini-map and see where the storm is going to go and stuff. Obviously, the storm part of it isn't going to be that useful in Dominion, but I do think that the ability to see where other people are and kind of get a lay of the land would be really useful, especially if you're playing more of like a support type role. run like, what is the other one? Tracking. Are those in separate categories? I actually printed out my little sheet of all the talents so I could reference it, because I feel like all the time I'm like, wait, which one is that? And I did just have it open on my computer all the time, but it's easier to just look at it on a sheet, a little cheat sheet. Tracking is a mind talent, 3 cost, and Foresight is now a spirit 4 cost, so you could only really run tracking and Foresight, so you'd have to be like a very support type role. And you'd be giving up a lot to just run those 2 things. But they did also kind of give a buff to Foresight, right? So now you see it a little more frequently, especially at the lower tiers. It's not a huge buff. It's pretty minor actually, but bit of a buff. It's now 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds. So I guess it is lower at the highest tier. And then it used to be 10, 9, 8, 5. It's like a decent buff. It's not like game changing, but it will be that would be really useful in Dominion, I think. Because there's only 5 people and there's 3 control points, I feel like it's just gonna be a constant juggle of trying to take back different points. And that kind of played out in the gameplay that we watched too. Make sure I have chat pulled up here, because I feel so bad. Someone came and visited and I didn't have chat pulled up. So I actually think that if they added the boon system to this and just skipped all this loot, it would be so much better. It could even keep these mana vaults. I mean, that was kind of worth grabbing. I might die here. Also, I think I found no, I'm running Finders Keepers here, and I don't think I've seen any potions. Oh my gosh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm so used to the, rifts being around. They're supposed to come back. Oh, there's finally a tiny little potion. Oops. I can't even remember how to use potions. Finders Keepers, not worth it. In my limited experience with that. See, so even in this, we only had 5v4 and we had 2 people leave already. I feel bad if this current state of the game is people's first experience of it. If you're watching and you're new to the game, it's usually much better. Wait till next week. My advice would be spend a lot of time in the practice lobby to learn things and watch a bunch of videos and play, but like don't base your opinion on the game based on the current lobbies, because it's gonna be a whole new world next week. He really wanted that scroll. My Tempest is a little rusty too. I feel like all my gameplay in here is rusty. My Sigma in Overwatch though is on point. I've been playing so much Overwatch. I'm pretty new to Overwatch still. I went through a phase where I played quite a bit of it for a week or two. I think it was at the end of the prologue before chapter 1 of this game launched. We were in like a similar kind of weird limbo between period. But I haven't played much since then, until the last week or two. But I've been trying to think of like, I'm still trying to add more edited content to the channel eventually. I know I have not been great about fulfilling that promise. Some of it I think is just me ripping off the band-aid and my own perfectionism. And some of it is just lack of time. Editing takes a long time for me. But I feel like with some practice I would get faster, right? I've mostly been playing Frost, some Tempest, but mostly been playing Frost, and I feel just so slow not being able to zoom around on Alacrity. Even though I have like purple boots here. We're just kind of running around having fun. Feel kind of bad or look how many people left. We're only 3v1 now. Really need 2 more exiles. Oh no, I hope I didn't kill my teammate. I didn't mean to. If I did. Why are you just looting? I had a few people do this. They're just loot. I feel like they're always running that skin too. Maybe they're just new. Maybe I'll check on... I mean, I don't usually play in like Timmy, who's a Twitch streamer and content creator for Spellbreak, runs like stacked solos. What is he? Dynamic duos. Cracked Clash. It's basically Q sniping with his audience, but he has a much bigger audience than I do. But maybe I'll see if he's on and I'll Q snipe with them just so we have some better lobbies than this. We could also try. I feel like I'm so out of practice with things. I don't really, and so just so sick of Battle Royale that I don't really feel like playing Battle Royale. But we could also try some squads or something. I'm sure those are actually probably busier than this, hopefully. Or we could do like, do crossplay off Battle Royale and then just be bot lobbies. Just try some PvE. Maybe I'll do that. So Clash is gonna go away. If you weren't here for our stream last week, no more Clash. Turned off this, right? And since it's a Probably going to be a mostly bot lobby. Maybe we'll play some Frost in Battle Royale, which we almost never do. Oh no, we got a weird error. There's 3 people in here. Yeah, you'll see. This is a super weird build for me. Runic, Fortitude, Escapist. I don't even think this is possible in the new... Yeah, Fortitude moved to Spirit. Escapist is gone. But Dexterity basically is Escapist, kind of. Similar. Makes you move faster instead of jump. Or levitate higher. So you could do like Runic is 4. Nope, you actually couldn't. Wait, could you? No, you couldn't run that. Because Runic is 4. Fortitude is 3, so that's already 7. So you could do Runic Fortitude, or you could do Runic Dexterity. Dexterity is 2. But even this build is not possible. Just everything, chapter 2, everything changes. Change is good sometimes, though. Since we're just waiting here too, I realized I didn't do this earlier. We just jumped into everything. Let me show the stream schedule for the rest of the week. So obviously we're playing Spellbreak today, Thursday, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2100 UTC. We're going to be playing Splatoon 2. Friday, we're going to do a mystery stream. Who knows what it will be? It's either going to be... Okay, I'll tell you kind of what it's going to be. So, it's either going to be our usual variety stream. Either I'm going to pick a game, probably a Switch game or a cross-platform game. Or it's going to be... It's possible that there might be some fun Spellbreak stuff happening. I don't know. It's a rumor that I heard. So, if there's some fun Spellbreak stuff happening, then maybe we'll do like a split stream. Maybe we'll watch along with the Spellbreak stuff. So that could be us playing Spellbreak, me's playing Spellbreak. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know what time it would happen if it does happen. It might be over, in which case we could just watch some video of it, maybe. Stay longing in that video of chapter 2. Which is basically what we did for almost 2 hours today. Muse, ponder, dream of the future. Nacho president? That's a bot. I think that's a new bot name though. That seems... I don't remember seeing that one before. Oh no, see, we were running Ambi on our Tempest build, but here on the Frost build, we're not running Ambi. So you can see there, we were talking earlier in the gameplay video for chapter 2 with Stone Offhand. See how they jump up and it's, you know, it's not a long delay. It's probably what, like half a second, maybe a third of a second, but that adds up. Because it was pretty much immediate when they slammed. Some people we're trying to figure out whether there was a spellcasting speed buff just in general. Like maybe they, you know, they got rid of fervor, but maybe they made everybody's spellcasting speed faster. But I don't know. I feel like it's hard to tell that. This is just from a video. Robot or not, it's a video game we're gonna play. Is this a bot? One of those probably is, because there's only 3 real people in this lobby. I think that's a bot. Now, are we gonna die to the bot? That's the next question. Probably not. But maybe. Be sad. Let's back off. Let that other bot hit them and get some shields off. Maybe this is a real player. Maybe not. Hard to tell. I don't think the bots levitate like that. Ooh. Keep losing people here. I think that's not a bot. Maybe the bots are just really good now. I don't feel like a bot would normally shoot me between trees like that. I also don't think the bots are this good at hiding. Oh no, this is a real player because this is the person we saw in the lobby. Oh man, my frost is so rusty. Rusty and dusty. Well, that was weird. How did they get so high in a shadow step? Did they shadow step up? That's not a bot. Well, we will not spectate that, since it's mostly a bot lobby. We were hitting some frost shots. Not enough. Not enough. We'll play a few more. I never really ran Harmony that much on my Frost. I just don't run into people. I don't freeze myself in my Tundra and stuff usually. I don't usually have that issue. And since I mostly have played Frost in Clash, shockingly, I don't have that many people spamming lightning on my Frost trails or anything. I also tend to, once I get it, I use Icicle a lot to float up in the air, so I'm not usually standing on my Frost trails a lot. There's another person. Hello, friends. Sorry. I need practice. See, I see that, and they're running lightning, and just shocked my drill. But I am hitting my shots, so there's that. Okay, where should we go? So the new mode maps are Dustpool, Halcyon, where we just went, Hymnwood, and Bogmore. Maybe oh, it's too late. Dueling music here for a second on drop. Probably should have just gone Halcyon. It's basically just bot target practice here. Ouch. I feel like that is a person. Again, or the bots are just getting really good. But maybe not, because should I noodle kill them? Does that mean? It's probably a bot. Oh, they're dead. They killed themselves? They did. It was a bot. Even the bots steal my kills. Maybe we'll run TP. I don't usually run teleport. Not my favorite thing, but I do think it's going to be pretty strong in Dominion. What do we want to do here? I'm always so indecisive with all the VR potion choices. Should probably mute the channel chatbot. This is pretty sleepy around here today, both in-game and on stream. Away from zone, which I shouldn't do, especially now that there's no more rifts, but too late. Oh, we're going down the bottom more. Oh, I wasted a TP. I guess we have frost, so we can move pretty quick. We have a really crummy frost still, though. And a crummy amulet. It will be nice in Dominion to not have to worry about, like, just have to worry about less gear. You know, you're gonna have a blue amulet on drop, basically. Blue boots on drop. The stats of them anyways. You won't actually have boots, but... Here's a better Amy. The storms are coming though. We gotta go. Ooh. We'll take those instead of the other ones. I'll drink one of those. I don't know, an invalid target. I almost never see those anymore. And then I got it twice. Oh no, there's fighting here. Let's take drink a little sip of potion. Oh, you gotta remember I don't have scav too. I'm so used to running scav. This has to be a bot because no one runs lightning on frost. Oh my gosh, the lightning spam. Dreadful. Fight each other, fight each other. I'm so bad with TP, I keep... Yeah, we're just gonna switch to this. Get some fortitude scrolls here. Level that up a little bit more. It's kind of weird how the bots are like all in the same areas. Like there's like a whole cluster of them here, and then now it's just Ghost Town again. we're pretty much geared up. Oh, things are closing here. I don't know if they've had an end zone right here. It's kind of a weird in between. Or if I have, not very often. It does look, from those screenshots of what I'm pretty sure are Banehelm, it does look like, ooh, let's write that. It does look like it's maybe a, like, same level upgrade as the Bogmore Chapter 1 rework was, which is exciting. I do wish we were kind of getting more, you know, you always want more. More map upgrades than just that. I've said a lot of times on stream that, like, I think even if they just change some of the castle textures, for a lot of these castles that all look kind of similar, it would go a long way to kind of making things feel like their own little environments. And that'd be pretty easy to do. Easier than like a full rework with new geometry and stuff. Oh man, we need some serious potions here. Honestly, I'm gonna do this and hope no one sees me back here. Thank you to whoever left some potions for me. I need all the potions. Max scrolls and everything, but mind. Only 3 people left. Here fighting. There's some frozen toxic clouds. Oh, well, winner. That was a real person. I feel kind of bad. That was cheap. Maybe we'll turn crossplay back on and try like a squads lobby or something. And that might be the end of the stream, depending on how it goes. If we can do that, I'll play Pyro, which is my Battle Royale standby. It's what I have the most practice in and I'm most comfortable in Battle Royale. Although we did all right there. It was mostly bots, but I feel like our frost shot's back a little bit. It took a little work, took a little practice. I'm just so excited for there to be more strategy. I really have, both in Splatoon and in Overwatch, I love control point type modes because there's so much more like strategy about like when to push. Then I feel like in Battle Royale, like in the competitive tournaments and stuff, there's a lot of that, but just in pub lobbies, there's not at all. It's just, I mean, people push, but it's not really like strategic of when you're gonna push. It's just whatever you can do to get the kill or exile. Whereas control point modes is much more strategic. It's going to be really different from like the Overwatch control point mode though, because there's going to be 3 at once. See, again, we're running a little bit of a different talent build here. Runic, Fortitude, Escapist again, even though when we did the math just now, that's not going to be a viable build in Chapter 2. It lets us get used to running some different talents from what our standard builds were, since we're not going to be able to run those anymore. Experimented a little bit. My fireball aim is still great though. The hundreds and hundreds of hours I put into my fireball aim. If you're good with fire, you don't just need to W key, rush towards people and hit them in the face. You should be able to time it out. It just takes a lot of practice getting a feel for the projectile speed. I haven't played, in Overwatch I've mostly just been playing Sigma, like really, like the only time I haven't played Sigma is when I played a few months ago before Chapter 1 launched. I did play like 1 round of Hanzo, because I had been practicing Frost aim in this game, and Hanzo is like has a bow, which is kind of similar to the Frost here. It's very snipery bow, which I like. I actually really like I'm not playing a ton of it this season, but I did get the battle pass for Fortnite again this season. They got rid of sniper rifles, they vaulted them, and there's only bows, and I actually really like it. It's very satisfying, same way frost shots are in this game. But I played 1 Hanzo game, and I think I played a couple Orisa games when when someone else picks Sigma before I do, or if I get filled into a lobby that someone is already playing Sigma. Otherwise, I just try to pick Sigma as fast as I can. He's supposed to be a really hard character to play, but for some reason he's like the first character that I really clicked with when I was trying out the game. And he's like all I've played. And then they kind of nerfed him, which is why I think I stepped away from the game a little bit. Because I was like, well, maybe he was a little overpowered then. I don't know. I don't know. I have actually been watching quite a few videos about like the meta and what's going on. Overwatch is in a pretty balanced place, it sounds like, from everything that I've heard and read. Kind of in preparation, I think, for Overwatch 2. I don't know when that's coming out though, maybe next year. It's kind of interesting. With all the class interactions here, and all the talents and runes, you kind of can, not exactly, like it's not 1-to-1, but you kind of can just make your own Overwatch heroes. I was trying to, maybe I'll do a video like that, like Sigma for Sigma builds. He has like the accretion, which is kind of like the boulders in this game, right? It's not everything has like a 1-to-1, but I do feel like stone is very Sigma-like because stone is the more tanky class in this game. Oh my gosh, I need heals. Fortitude is going to be pretty different though in chapter 2 because they're adding the like big glowy yellow effect that you get like when you cast your Tundra and stuff, or when you Vital Stone. They're adding that to Fortitude, so you'll always be glowing. So it's going to be you're going to stick out. For sure. Just gonna paint a bit of a target on your back. Oh man, I thought I had toxic offhand and I don't. Oh, I totally whiffed that firewall. I think that's a real player. Especially because I don't know that I've seen the bots wear these elemental skins. And I don't know, just their playstyle, but Vital. Okay, now I think it's a bot. I don't know anyone that would run an elemental skin and then also do what they just did. My teammates are running Tempest, so one of them might actually want that legendary. What are they doing? You remember there's no rifts now, right, folks? How far are we going? Not that far, but also not that close. I feel like I wanna get moving. Oh no, I don't have Firefly. My doggy Bear has been very good today. I don't think he's barked once this whole time. It's unusual for him. He's extra snuggly. I gave him a bath yesterday. So he smells really good and he's really fluffy. Oh, I will take that. I'm gonna get to zone just so I stop dying here. I don't have heals for this. Oh, that was worth taking though. I don't know what they have or what they're running or what, but let's get to zone and heal up. Ooh. No, go right into a fight. Okay. Oh no. Okay, there's one more somewhere. Where's our teammate? The exile. Grab that. I don't know where their teammate went. Their health, small health. Or other teammates just off on their own. I'm a little concerned. Part of the reason I'm starting Discord is selfish too, because I want to be able to play on voice chat. I don't think on the channel I'm gonna play where you all can hear the other people's voices, just because I can't control what people say. We're trying to keep things, you know, no curse words, even though I sometimes slip up on that a little bit. Very rarely. And I edit out the bots. I'm pretty good about it though. I just pretend I'm hanging out with my little nieces and nephews, who I also sometimes mess up and say bad words around. Again, very rarely. Pretty wholesome. That's the motto, right? Pretty wholesome. Not totally wholesome, but pretty wholesome. Talk all that smack about hitting fire and then miss all my fire. That has to be a real player, because I don't think bots do vanishing miss. Oh man, I wish I had scavenging here. I'm gonna really miss scavenging. I'm probably gonna have to run vampiric. Just so I'm so bad at staying alive. This is actually fun. This is like a clash match, even though I think these are mostly bots, but I didn't. Oh, we turned the cosplay back on though, so maybe not. Shoot, though. We need to heal. And get to zone. We'll do these. Oh no. No! I need to get up this here because I have no health. No, don't do that. They took a pretty hard hit there. Oh no, one teammate is gone. The other teammate's very low. Oh wait, did he take them out though? Oh, he did. Oh, okay. Okay, let me take a sec here. Hide in a bush, heal up. Someone else is coming here. No! Oh my gosh, I did not see them. How many people are left? 7. It's me, my teammate, 2 other people. I need more potions. My teammate just doesn't care. He's just W key going for the exiles. It's a play style. Let's see if he survives. I'll try to help him here. Take out this orb. Maybe a team of 2 left. Maybe 2 solo folks. Here's someone. Okay, they're orbs, so one more person left. Let me take out their teammate. Winner. Nice. I feel bad about the person who we left. We didn't get to revive them, or they got exiled. They kind of ran off though too. So squads are full. Cross-play squads are full. That was a fun game too. Maybe I'd want to play more. Maybe I want to play one more squads game. Actually, that was pretty fun. We'll play one more squads game. I feel like since we did so much talking early on, we gotta make up for it a little bit. With some more gameplay. I did all right. Definitely potion management is a little bit tough. Oh my gosh, though, I kind of, looking back, I didn't see that the my teammate who was like W keying there had 16 exiles. So a little bit of a carry. I had 5 though. That's pretty decent for me in a VR game. Oh, we're on a team with them again. Okay, one more carry. I'm just teasing, kind of teasing myself. Oh my gosh, why did our teammate go to the opposite side of the map? What the heck? Should we try to meet them? I mean, I don't think he cares. I also don't want to leave my other friend here. Go back here to our other friend in Hymnwood. Wait, not Hymnwood. What is this called? Lowland. Very good with Offhand Frost. my muscle memory. So I play controller, obviously. I'm on PlayStation. And my muscle memory is just for Frost as my rate trigger. So my aim is always really off when I try to play the opposite. And use Frost Offhand. There's a way in the settings you can swap there, but it's kind of a pain to have to do that every match in the middle of matches and stuff. So I should probably try to practice that more. I was playing some of the just like practice lobby stuff I've been doing on my own rather than loading into regular lobbies. This past week was practicing some Tempest with Frost Offhand. I do okay in the practice lobby with it, but it's different fighting mannequins and hitting shots in the practice lobby is not quite the same as fighting real players with it. Something else, I don't remember if we talked about it last week or not, when we got that animated trailer last week. We have talked about it when we watched the animated trailer. There was a PlayStation 5 logo at the end, and it also said Xbox Series X. So back in November when Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5 all launched, Proletariat, the developers of Spellbreak, did say they were going to come out with next-gen optimized versions of the game, but they did not give a timeline for it. So since they had those logos in the trailer last week, I asked, and one of the developers responded to my tweet and did confirm that it's only going to be through backwards compatibility mode for now. So those are still planned to come eventually, but they're not going to be coming quite yet. But so I play on the PlayStation 5 usually. Unless my husband's playing on the PlayStation 5, and then I'll slum it out on our PlayStation 4. But I am personally very excited for those versions. Oh, they were dead. It's a bot anyways. But just like in Dominion, the NPCs and bots make pretty good chess. The Death Dealer. That has to be a bot, but that is the name of the Chapter 1 final unlock skin, which is kind of funny that that's a bot name. Let's swap those. I might regret that decision later. If I run out of potions. But actually, I don't know. Never know what to do with potions. Always conflicted. Too many choices. Preferred it back when it was just big and small shields and health. should be pretty good on. We should be pretty good on stuff now. I might even want to swap out these for these large, just so we don't run out. All of my practice, I feel like my dash is actually pretty on point lately, though. I do, so I play on PlayStation. I do have the official Sony back button add-on for the PlayStation 4 controller. It's probably, it's the only part of me that makes it so I don't want the PlayStation 5 version of this game to come out, because you can't use PlayStation 4 controller with a PlayStation 5 specific game. So I would have to either give up my precious back buttons and all of my movement that it helps me get, or I would have to, probably shouldn't be exiling here because I think these are real players, but ouch. And for these, I'll grab that before anybody else does. And big shield shards take so long. Now I said that about my dash game being on point, and then as soon as I see a spring step, I take it. And we'll read this too to level up my fortitude. Kind of like fortitude. I don't know. I haven't run it enough to like get a good sense of like how big of a difference it's actually making, but maybe I'll do this. Double bigs, just since I'm always running out of health. Can use this blue scroll too. With how fast-paced Dominion is, I feel like it's going to be hard to read scrolls. At least from that gameplay. There's a few times where you can see the person who's playing that we're watching their camera, where they like don't read the scroll because they just don't have time. Ooh. These must be bots because they're just, oh no. Heal up. I feel like I'm pretty well protected since the flames were there. Oh my gosh, no. Said felt I'm pretty well protected and then immediately get totally dragon fired. That in their shield. I don't even see where these people are. Nice. Nice, nice. Ooh, I will totally take that. Get our Dragonfire build finally. Wait, why isn't that picking up? Pick up, pick up. Oh my gosh, it's not picking up. It's gotta go. Oh, we won. That was kind of an anticlimactic ending. Me trying to unsuccessfully pick up a potion. I didn't realize it was down to that low. Oh, we didn't see what what our final score was and stuff. Missed it. Should we play again? I'm kind of having fun with Battle Royale, which almost never happens. Soak it up while I can, huh? Oh, you know what happened is I pushed my, I'm looking back at the replay. I pushed my, my back button to jump and stuff, to try to jump up over that wall as soon as the, match ended. I wonder if they're gonna fix that in chapter 2. That is an annoying bug, especially on console. I don't think you have it on PC because on PC it's different buttons to exit out of that than it is on console. They're just reusing either on PlayStation it's circle or X. Whereas on PC, I think you have to hit escape. Oh no, we're gonna go against the person we've been on a team with. They're still in here. We'll probably lose then, because I think they've won both games that we played with them. And while we contributed, we weren't like, oh, one of our teammates, new teammates, too, we took out. This will be our last one. Even if it's short. Which it could, you never know. It could just be over in a moment's notice. I gotta go do some other stuff. And I gotta go make dinner. Yeah, so in that Dominion gameplay video, they are running Vampiric in it. Doesn't seem like it makes a huge difference, but again, it's one of those things that can be hard to tell without having some time with it and stuff, you know? Like, it's hard to just watch a 10-minute video and get a sense on, like, is this actually useful? I mean, it's more information than we had before, which is just like, this is the stats. But we still don't know all the other information, right? We don't know what kind of class rebalances they're doing. We don't know what other kind of balance changes they're doing. This guy's just strutting. And strut, and strut, and strut, and walk, and walk, and walk. I'm gonna wave at him. He's strutting down the runway, strutting down the runway. Or he's like a bot. But I don't think so. That seemed very purposeful. Oh, but now he's spamming. He's not a bot. Actually, we're for that like week or less even that we had the other matchmaking. It was like a week or two into Chapter 1's launch. They did. So you would wait at the like in the other lobby screen, like the main menu lobby screen, and then you'd load onto this island, but only for like a few seconds at most. Mostly you were sitting waiting at the other screen. It seems like they're going back to that with what we saw in that gameplay video. But you would load onto this island, and if they did fill with bots, it was they were on the island and they were spamming things, but they wouldn't move, and they would just sit here and just spam and just spam and just spam over and over and over and over again. It's just pretty obvious that there were bots in the lobby. Guess I'll just go. I'll go wherever my teammates want. They want to go to Hope's End. Okay. But poor George's school is off on his own here. Oh, and then that person goes somewhere else? Oh wait, that's George's school. Wait, where's the other person? I'll go here. It's not super close to the rest of my team, but... Ooh, spring step. Nice. I'll take a purple spring step for sure. Oh, this is the other... This is our TP from the other... Take him out early here. If we can. I don't think he was running Pyro before. It's the model. It's the model. Model, model, model. That was kind of neat. But they were a threat. No, that guy got back up. Oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. I have no offhand. And I have no pots. I do have an offhand. A common lightning is doing me a lot of good here. No, stop. Oh no. RIP. RIP all of us. That was our old teammate. After all we've been through, he does that to me. Anyways. Let me shimmy back up to my desk here. Fix my lighting before I cut back to my camera. There we are. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you had fun today. Let me show the stream schedule real quick again. So Thursday we're gonna be playing Splatoon 2. Friday's that mystery stream. There may or may not be some more Spellbreak video gameplay to watch. But what we might do is watch that. I don't know what time. If that happens, I don't know what time it is. We'll still start at a normal 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2100 UTC. But maybe we'll watch that Spellbreak video and then play something else for fun. And then we also do usually one bonus weekend stream every week. I don't know yet whether it's gonna be Saturday or Sunday, but either subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, or you can follow me on Twitter. My handle's there, or there's a link in the description, and I put updates there. And then once we get the Discord up and running and stuff properly, I'll also send out notifications and updates through there. But thanks so much for hanging out. I had fun. I hope you did too. We're creating a happy little gaming community that's fun, inclusive, supportive, non-toxic. If that all sounds good to you, and I hope it does, you could do me a couple things. Hit that thumbs up button on the video. It helps YouTube know that you enjoyed it. It helps spread those rainbow and sunshine vibes with other people. And if you want to join us for the rest of our live streams, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Usually we're doing Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at the same time, Tuesday or 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2100 UTC. Sometimes the weekend streams are a little bit different time, depending just what I got going on. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.